We'll keep you up to date on events at Pittodrie. But it is Rangers against Dundee with Owen Coyle, Mark Haitley and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. Just underway here at Ibrox. Tillman on the ball, 30 yards from goal. Lifts a beautiful pass out wide. Taken down by Sakala on the right-hand side. Laid back to Tavernier. Lindstrom, lovely little back heel, but it's McGee who pushes the ball away. Fighting for it was King. We lose out to Robinson, and Robinson goes down under the challenge. And Dundee will get a chance to come forward. Dundee playing in their away kit, Argentina style. Blue and white stripes, very jagged edges, very modern in the look. The black shorts, white socks. Adam Lickens has come from goal. Pale green, he'll step forward to take this free kick. Rangers traditional blue jerseys, white shorts. The black socks topped off with red. Long by Lexlands down that far side, was looking for McGee, gets the header into the area. King has to go back inside his own box and take a touch and turn the ball away. Cammy Kerr comes to take the throw on this right hand side. 90 seconds gone at Ibrox. Dundee's first chance to get the ball in the box. Kenny Boyer's side. Kenny Boyer pointing, telling Cammy Kerr get that right in the middle and see what trouble they can cause. Joe Grayson might try and get onto that. Grayson gets the head, flick in straight to the goalkeeper. There's been a goal at Pittodrie. Willie Miller.
Another goal for Aberdeen. It's the second, and it's an OG. It was number 4, I think it was. Yeah, number 4. Kevin Holt that deflected it into his own goal. It was a strike from Coulson, who was up as his wing-back position down the left-hand side, drove it towards goal, took that big deflection, goalkeeper the wrong way, nestled the back of the net. 2-0, Aberdeen.
Thanks, Willie. Here comes Rangers. Sakala at the edge of the area, dispossessed by Marshall. Ball played back inside the area, and Kerr clears it out to that right-hand side of Rangers. Mark Haitley is alongside me, a man used to rattling the back of the net here at Ibrox. And in the blue of Rangers, comfortable start from Rangers.
Yeah, as you would expect, on the front foot, trying to force the game. I say a little bit of patience. I think just keeping the ball moving. Dundee from side to side.
Lovely ball over the top, looking for Tillman. Can't get there with a header. Withdraws the head. The ball bounces across and into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Legs in, yeah, reading that pretty well. If he'd have come out there, could have been in trouble, but stayed, held his line. And Tillman just getting caught underneath the ball. Very, very windy here tonight. And that could play havoc for balls into the box for goalkeepers.
Yeah, good judgment from the goalkeeper there, and he'll get ready to get the ball forward, right foot into that Rangers half. McGee goes up for it, gets no change, comes back. Number 4, Tyler French, up towards the edge of the area. It might break down for Luke McCowan. McCowan tries to play it through Yilmaz onto Robinson, plays it back to him outside the box and tries to get the crossover, and it's blocked there by Malik Tillman. The throw will come for Dundee. Cammy Kerr has the ball in hand already, level with the 18-yard box. It's going to be another long throw. Up from the back comes Ryan Sweeney. Has scored this season a couple of times. Also been sent off in the same game in which he's scored. Can be a character, the Dundee captain. It's thrown in towards him. Well headed away, Yilmaz. Breaks back though to Kerr. Kerr trying to get the crossing. Closed down very quickly indeed by Scott Wright. Another throw to the visitors. 0-0 so far. Nearly 4 minutes played. Ball thrown in to McCowan. Gets it back once more. Opens up on the left boot. That's a curling ball in. The header across and onto the top of the net it goes. Pretty decent chance there for Dundee, swinging the ball wide. And Owen Coyle just reminding Rangers that they're here to make a game of this.
Yeah, as I said, they would. They have good footballers, but what they also have is that ploy with Cammy Kerr's long throw. And what they did, they mixed it up. Young Luke McCown's a clever footballer. Rangers going to attack here.
Long ball through. Tillman is offside.
And as we were saying, that what they've done is they've mixed it up, because the big boy Ryan Sweeney, I alluded to at the start, 6'5", and by playing the short throw, then you get a better quality of cross in. And it was a great ball from Dundee at the back post. On another day, they should have been hitting the target from that situation. So it's been a bright start from them.
Yeah, stealing was Lyle Cameron. And the opportunity to play the ball forward from the offside call. Rangers are as we expected from a Dundee point of view. Jordan McGee stepped forward, one Tyler French has stepped in to the back line. And it's sent forward. Robinson can't get there. Headed away by Lundstrom. Grayson in with a header. Robinson holds off his man. Spins him nicely. Tries to play it to McGowan, but Yilmaz makes the challenge. Tillman now plays up to the halfway line. On to Morelos. Morelos loses out. Lovely touch by McGowan. But Yilmaz is in there again. Plays it back onto Lundstrom. Halfway line. Scott Wright. Scott Wright will try and open that up. On to Tavernier. Tavernier will drive forward. James Tavernier, 21st appearance in this competition tonight. Lays it back to Lundstrom. Lundstrom wide over the halfway line. On to Sakala. Sakala drifts inside. Here's Lundstrom. Rangers have plenty of time. Yilmaz opens up his body, plays it wide to the left. On to Scott Wright. Tries the 1-2. Jordan McGee will come across, take a touch, and drive the ball down the line. Straight to Lundstrom, 35 yards out. We'll go to Pittodrie in a moment. Rangers are looking dangerous here. Here comes Davis. Davis plays it out wide. On to Sakala. Sakala trying to take a touch to come inside the area. We'll lay it back. On to Tavernier. Dundee under pressure here. The ball out wide. On to Lundstrom. Yilmaz had made a good run. It's jabbed round the corner. Dundee get the chance to clear, and we can get the chance to go to Willie Miller. Latest from Pittodrie, Willie.
Yeah, it's a third goal for Aberdeen. It's the wing-back, Hayden Coulston, who drills the ball with the left foot from outside the box at the angle. It takes a slight deflection. It ends up in the back of the net. Aberdeen running riot here at Pittodrie. 3-0 for the Dons.
Thanks, Willie. They played well against Hearts, but I wasn't expecting 3-0 so quickly. Now a bit from sidekick Ian McCall. Tavernier plays the ball into the air. Turned away by French. Dundee get away on that far side. Jordan McGee is there. Runs out of play. The throw by Tavernier was given straight away. It's just knocked out of play by Mulligan. It's going to be another throw to Rangers, which they take quickly. Long on the angle, looking to try and bring in Scott Wright, but Cammy Kerr gets the header away. And here's an opportunity. Ridvan Yilmaz, Turkish international player, lays the ball back onto James Sands. Sands across. Will gather. Picked up by Tavernier. Tavernier tries the little lift ball onto Sakala up at the edge of the area. Kills it beautifully first time. Little drive back into Davis, into Tillman in the middle. Good header away by French. And now Shamlaya Cameron, who tries to take the touch, plays it out wide. Sakala battling with Marshall. The ball hits the corner flag. I mean, it thumped the corner flag, came back in, then it comes off Sakala and goes out of play. And it's interesting, Mark. I mean, Rangers get all sorts of space on that right-hand side, and you don't really want to be inviting Tavernier to come up and support Sakala.
No, I think he'll get his aim, he'll get his distance in, and then a couple of more crosses, I would imagine. But it's a dangerous time for Dundee right now. Most of the football being played in middle to attacking thirds for Rangers, and I'm just looking at their Zach Robinson. He has to be very, very important for Dundee.
Yeah,
he's got to be showing.
The challenge they have, Mark, is Dundee's obviously sitting in this 4-5-1 formation. So even when they eventually get the ball, they'll get nobody really to hit, because obviously he's not occupying the centre backs, and they're finding it difficult to get out. So Rangers, as you say, last 5 minutes, it's been dominating in the Dundee half. Even when it's half cleared, they bring it back again.
Here come Rangers with King. King lays the ball back. It's on to Lundstrom. Lundstrom back again on to Tavernier. 0-0. 8.5 minutes gone. Tavernier was blocked, but he gets it back. Plays it out wide onto Sakala. On that right-hand side, Sakala into the area. Onto Stephen Davis. Davis lays the ball back onto Tavernier. Referee Willie Collum gets out of the way. Lundstrom plays it out wide onto this left-hand side. Here's Scott Wright. Scott Wright trying to get past McCowan. Does so into the area. Almost worked the 1-2. Gets the ball back. Mistake. Great save by the goalkeeper with Davis for the follow-up. Scott Wright got the shot away. The keeper made the save, but it fell straight onto Stephen Davis, who knocks the ball home for his fourth League Cup goal for Rangers. Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Yeah, good work here on the left-hand side. Yilmaz and Tillman. We're looking at the Argentinian colour shirts in that box. 10 players in there.
Yeah, that's the issue. To be fair, Rangers had them hemmed in, as we said a minute ago, and then there's a little bit of it's just a little bit of mistake. Wright's on a great save for the keeper actually, but you know what, they're in the right spot. Stephen Davis follows it in, which good players do. Right spot for a great headed finish.
Right time, right place, and the man with the right experience. I think I'm right in saying he's the only League Cup winner on the field for Rangers tonight. Al McGregor not in the side. And as the ball gets sent long onto James Sands. Sands can't control, just got the header away, breaks down onto Tillman. Tillman battling his way forward. Kerr has to go to ground. French passes it straight to Morelos. Just was lucky Morelos couldn't take that in stride, and Joe Grayson tries to play it out wide onto that far side. It is Kerr, French, Sweeney and Marshall are the back four under severe pressure. McCowan, McGee, Grayson, Mulligan and Cameron, with Robinson, that lone striker, and not seeing much of the ball. Here's Cameron. Rangers get a free kick. Tillman was taken out. Centre circle. It's difficult now, Owen. You want to get through that first 20-25 minutes as a manager, say to your side, let's get through that, take it in short bursts, but to lose a goal in the opening 10.
Yeah, and that's what the challenge was. When you set up as you do, it's important when you recover the ball, there's good quality up to the striker, and he's been isolated, and it's just been, listen, it's been waves of attack. What Dundee need to get is some sort of foothold in the game to give Rangers a little fright that they can, otherwise it's just going to continue one way forward. So they've managed to earn the right here. They've looked dangerous at the long throws, the little set plays, but they need to do more in respect of getting on the ball when they can and be better with their passing, which is difficult because Rangers have quality players, as we said.
Lexton's come forward. They've won a free kick. Dundee inside their own half. He has ball in hand, pops it down to the ground and gets ready to play it forward. Just joining us earlier on tonight, Motherwell 0, Celtic 4. Abada, Matati and Kyogo. Abada with the first two, and Aberdeen lead Partick Thistle by 3-0. The side at the top of the championship, losing out so far to Aberdeen. As the ball was launched long by the keeper, returned by Rangers and headed out of play by Tyler French, young man from Bury St Edmunds. 16th appearance for Dundee. At the other side, it's Leon King who'll come over the halfway line. Inside onto Lundstrom, centre circle. Here comes Yilmaz. Yilmaz plays the ball through, looking for Tillman. Up against French, went through the legs of the Rangers attacker, so the ball was prodded away. Yilmaz comes again. Here's Wright. Wright plays her out wide onto Yilmaz. Good tracking back. McCowan with the tackle. Although Kerr tried to be too clever into Yilmaz. Onto Morelos. Morelos lays the ball back onto Tavernier. Rangers have gone from left to right, moving the ball well. Sakala into the area. Tavernier tried the little back heel, and it's picked up by Grayson, but Mark Haitley alongside me. That was confident football from Rangers.
Yeah, got both full-backs now overlapping, underlapping. As I say, dangerous time for Dundee at the moment.
Ball into the middle. Morelos trying to get there, underlapping, overlapping, wandering free as well. Rangers at the moment. Here comes Tillman. Tillman attacking the edge of the area, left-hand side. Tries a little step over, up against Kerr. Now goes for the byline. Kerr gets in there, wins the ball, but then Davis comes across and robs him. Lays the ball back onto Scott Wright. Tries for the top corner. I thought that took a deflection.
It took a little well, I can't believe they're not giving the corner. It's definitely taking deflection. Looked destined for the top corner, but again Dundee get three. I mean, I'm watching Gary Boyer in the technical area as we do, and he's reinforcing to them. They've got to take care of the ball when they get it. Dundee 3 chances to clear it, and because of not finding that pass, Rangers, to their credit, are hemming them in and keeping them under intense pressure.
Yeah, simply Willie Collum didn't see it, but there was a very noticeable dink in the direction of the ball. But it is a goal kick, and not a single Dundee player complained about the call. The ball sent long, looking for Robinson, gets the header on, but King will leave it for McLaughlin. And McLaughlin forward onto Sands. Sands will gather, just rolls the ball under his foot, and now plays it out wide onto that far side. Rangers now outscoring their opponents at home in the League Cup by 40-4 since 2015. And to put that in context, St Johnstone scored 3 of the 4 goals when they won here by 3-1. It has not been a happy hunting ground for teams coming here in this competition. Here's Lundstrom. Lundstrom plays the ball out to Tavernier. Rangers leading by 1-0. Out wide onto Sakala. Sakala up against Marshall. Cameron comes back to try and help. Inside the ball goes to Lundstrom. He'll send it back out wide onto Davis. Davis gathers, short ball to the edge of the air. Morelos round the corner looking for Sakala. Back outside the box it comes on to Davis. Rangers racking up the pass count. Dundee racking up the miles trying to block Rangers at the moment. Here comes Lundstrom, 35 yards and goal, plays out wide onto Yilmaz. Yilmaz now onto Scott Wright. Rangers moving the ball effortlessly at the moment. Lundstrom plays a strong pass onto Yilmaz. Out on his left-hand side, back once more onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom to Morelos, who's got in between midfield and defence. He's gathered the ball, he'll play it out wide. Sakala hits it into the middle, doesn't beat the first man. Marshall did well. Tavernier gathers outside the area, turns it back inside onto Davis. David on the angle, all right, made a great run. Morelos find him. Scott Wright inside the area is going to lose out, and it's away by Jordan McGee. Tries to find Robinson up front, but Rangers come again. It is wave after wave of attack from Rangers. They play that ball on on the angle. Luke McCowan, there's 17 for Dundee, gathers, he's got his back to his own goal, then turns to face the goal, and then almost lost the ball, and indeed did lose the ball. Yilmaz gathers for Rangers. Lundstrom short on to Tavernier. Everybody but Robinson back behind the ball. 30 yards from their own goal, Dundee. Trailing by 1-0. Yilmaz, long curling ball in. Marshall heard the shout from Cameron. It comes outside the area towards Cameron. Cameron down by the byline. Does really well to play it off Sakala and knock the ball out of play on that far side. It's Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Yeah, looking at all the hard work that Dundee are putting in right now. You know, they're getting the foot in, trying to get the second ball, but they can't even get the second ball at the moment. As soon as they get the ball back, they're giving it away instantly. They're not getting a breather at the moment.
I think it's twofold. I think Dundee are struggling with their passing game, but I've got to say, you've got to give enormous credit to Rangers. I mean, Steve Davis has been, you know, we're 15, coming up 16 minutes in. He's been outstanding. He's covered the, he's demanding of other players, which I love. I mean, this is a consummate professional, and he's looking at the top of his game tonight. So I think Dundee need to take care of the pass, but Rangers, listen, have been very impressive in this opening period.
Stephen Davis, appearance number 367 for Rangers, only appearance number 2 against Dundee. It's his first start against the Dens Park men, and he's on the score sheet as well. As Marshall launches the ball long, Robinson chases, King takes it down on his chest. He could have used Sands inside, but he'll send it all the way back to John McLaughlin, who last appeared for Rangers against Ajax. McGregor's regained the number 1 status. He's always had the number 1 jersey. And as the ball gets played forward over the halfway line, Tillman can play it out wide onto Sakala. 30 yards from goal, coming on the inside, sliding challenge, beautifully done by Josh Mulligan. And now it's long again, but it's going to go all the way through to the goalkeeper, Mark Haitley. That's a lonely roll. Zach Robinson is playing.
Robinson will cover a lot of ground tonight for very, very little reward, the way that Dundee are playing.
I think he's a striker. We've been there many times. Rangers on the attack just now.
Here's Scott Wright will gather. It's picked up by Wright again. Yilmaz back onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom 30 yards from goal. Looks for his options inside. It's Tavernier. Tavernier round the corner to Morelos. Morelos up at the edge of the area. Works the 1-2. Marshall has to go to ground to turn and send the ball behind. It's a corner kick to Rangers, who lead by 1-0. Tillman goes across to take it on that far side. It will come as absolutely no surprise that Dundee have everybody back inside the area. Lexton's just yelling at his defenders, just telling them to keep concentration. Robinson and Sweeney, the 2 players inside the 6-yard box. Furthest forward for Rangers, Sakala. He's being marshalled by Joe Grayson, and the corner kick will come from that far side. Into the middle it goes. It's Robinson who got the header away onto Cameron. Cameron tries to bring it away down that far side, flicks it on to Robinson, but too many Rangers jerseys are there. And there's disappointment for Gary Boyer down below. Just shrugs as his team lost the ball, and Rangers can come again.
Yeah, it's an easy pass on there as well to retain the ball. You know, just holding on to the ball too long.
They've got to try and get things moving a little bit quicker. Here's Morelos across on to Davis. Remember, Aberdeen leading by 3-0. Duke an own goal by Hope, and Hayden Coulson on the score sheet there. So Aberdeen cruising at Pittodrie. Celtic winning earlier by 4-0. Here Rangers lead by 1-0. Tavernier picks up, plays the ball out wide. Nicely done. Yilmaz. Sakala racing the left-hand side for the first time. Little ball back inside onto Tillman, almost worked the 1-2. Kerr came back, but again Davis is in there, wins it, tries to clip the ball across. It hits off Kerr, turns behind. Stephen Davis never slows down.
Davis has been everywhere. I mean, and the thing about it is that natural enthusiasm, it then rubs off on others, and they all credit to him. The reason they're playing at the tempo and the intensity, for me, it's down to Stephen Davis. He's been at the core of everything.
He's got the chance to swing the ball in from this corner. Langston stands, arms aloft. Davis will drop this one on towards him, headed away by Ryan Sweeney. Outside the area it comes, and it's going to be picked up by Scott Wright. In reverse all the time was James Sands. The ball is played to him inside his own half, and he'll gather and just play it out to Tavernier. Played it slightly behind James Tavernier to go round, take a touch, play it back inside onto Leon King. Been involved in 8 in the last 10. Leon King becoming a fixture of this Rangers team. As Sands plays it out wide onto Wright. Wright turns the ball back inside. Yilmaz will gather. He's went past 2. He got held there. Jordan McGee thought he was on the other side of the referee. Might not have spotted it, but he did. And the free kick awarded, taken. Tillman onto Wright. Tillman gathers again. Ball to the halfway line. Sands is there. Plays on the inside. On to King, coming across the centre circle, out wide now. Sakala's returned to the right hand side, lays it off to Tavernier. Tavernier tries to work the 1-2 with Sakala, and Dundee is really tiring. You can see them just trying to get the ball, foot in, jab the ball away, but no more.
Yeah, listen, they've been very honest. They're working very hard, but the challenge is when they do get the ball, they have to retain it better, try and give the back line a breather. But again, Rangers powering forward.
Right, past Kerr, low ball into the middle, turned behind by Ryan Sweeney. Because if he hadn't have done so, Mark Hateley, Alfredo Morelos was waiting and would have knocked that in.
5-yard finish there for Alfredo, but good defending. But this is it's a relentless performance at the moment from Rangers.
Yilmaz plays it in, good header away again by Sweeney. Cameron gets the touch away, right, plays it away. Is it a case though that Dundee have got to try and soak this up and hope the Rangers just drop the pace for a little bit?
Yeah, I think, yeah, twofold, yes, and then the other part of it is they need to take care of the ball to give themselves some sort of release. Otherwise, Rangers are just going to keep coming on top of them, as they're doing again just now. So that's, Gary, you hear him shouting on the side to retain the ball when they get a chance, but they might have to get somebody closer to Robinson to help to do that. But again, Rangers have been relentless.
Yilmaz tries to get past McCowan, does so. He's on that left hand side, forced back though. Ball gets turned back inside. Lundstrom onto Tillman. Tillman with a chance, could lift it out wide onto Sakala on that far side. Sakala beats Marshall, lays the ball back. Tavernier into the middle. French just gets it away. McCowan gets it at the edge of the air. Forward it comes onto Zach Robinson. Robinson holds up and we might try and draw the free kick up against Tillman. Well, Zach Robinson, Mark Hateley, fully came here thinking, I've never played in a stadium like this. This is magnificent. What a night, this will be fun.
He won't forget this occasion because I think his body will be screaming at him for the next 4 days. But no, that's what he needs to do. Just needs to take the ball in and shield the ball, whether it's getting a free kick or a throw in further up the pitch, just to give his side a breather.
Yeah, the other thing, Mark, in fairness to Sands and Leon King, they've dovetailed very well. So even when Dundee go to try and release it, those two lads at the back have been on it as Dundee counter-attack now.
Mulligan away from Davis, he's running forward, he's outside the area, 10 yards, plays it out wide onto Cameron. Marshall went on the overlap. Lyle Cameron tries to dink it in. Robinson might get the chance, good header away. Sands tracked him back well, falls at the edge of the area. McGee plays it out wide onto Kerr, back inside to McGee. McGee slides it across, the opportunity just to drag the ball back came in there for Joe Grayson. Back to French, Sweeney, back to Grayson. They're holding on to the ball. Not sure there's going to get any change down that side, but they're trying. They're going to have to bring it all the way back from their left-hand side on the inside. Half-time at Pittodrie. It's 3-0. We'll get to Willie in a moment. Let's see what Dundee can do from here. Little short ball inside onto McGee. McGee round the corner for Kerr. Kerr against Rangers plenty of times, plenty of experience. Cammy Kerr, no way through on that occasion. Rangers have the ball outside their own area. It's blocked as it was knocked away, and Scott Wright can send it high into the air. Sweeney will head it from the halfway line, but only as far as Lundstrom. Lundstrom way too strong for Mulligan. That's a free kick to Rangers, so we can nip up to Aberdeen. Half-time there, Willie.
It's 3-0 at half-time to the home side. Aberdeen in rampant form. It's been a sparkling display from the Dons, full of intent and forward play. And 3 goals. And it's Hayden Coulson who's been the man in the first half. He sets up Duke for the first goal, who calmly slots at home, and then he gets a deflected second goal coming in from the left-hand side, and then maybe hints of an OG for the third that did take a deflection off of McMillan. We'll have to look at it again to see if it was on target or not, but it's Coulson all the way. It's Aberdeen well on top here at Pittodrie, 3-0.
Thanks, Will. I think it's something like 30 goals Aberdeen have scored at home this season, which is remarkable given that they've not been noted for the goal scoring in the last couple of seasons so far. Long ball by Rangers drifts out for a goal kick. Next then comes across and gets ready to take it. Well, in this League Cup history, Dundee have never won on this ground. Rangers are perfect here, and they made the perfect start. Stephen Davis after 9 minutes. That's the difference between the two teams. 1-0 to the home side. McCowan coming down this right-hand side, trying to face up Scott Wright. Delivers inside onto Cameron. Might play it back out wide. That's good play. He's outside the box, right-hand side. Turn, spin, tries to get the cross in. Hits Yilmaz, and it's gathered again by Cameron. And he's number 25. Drops it off on to Kerr, with those players through the youth ranks at Dundee. Now Rangers will gather. It was Stephen Davis onto Tillman, and he can get moving on that right hand side to Tavernier. Sakala on the outside of him. Tavernier inexplicably passes the ball out of play. You don't see too many mistakes like that from James Tavernier. It's gathered again. Sweeney at the edge of his area, forward onto McGee, back once more onto Ryan Sweeney, wide onto that far side. Once more for Lyle Cameron. Cameron back onto Sweeney, moving up towards the halfway line. Robinson round the corner onto McGee. McGee, centre circle, clips the ball out wide, as both Owen Coyle and Mark Gately were saying. Dundee had to hold the ball better. They're doing so at the moment. It's come with Josh Mulligan, Scotland under-21 player, gathers again, just inside his opponent's half, forward onto Zach Robinson. Robinson has it, takes it down the right-hand side, inside to McCowan. McCowan plays that across onto Jordan McGee. McGee steps inside, he's going to try and get the shot away. He shuffled his feet. He's got 8 goals, 103 appearances. Never really looked comfortable there.
No, I think it was just a little bit of stage fright. I think, you know, they've not been up that end of the pitch for a while now. You know, nobody pressing him down for once. A sight of the goal and complete sclaff.
Yeah, it's been much better from Dundee though in the last 5 minutes, because what we said about, you know, when you retain possession, then you're going to give, you can try and give Rangers a fright, and they've did it better the last 5 minutes. Obviously threatened now into the Rangers half, and that will stand them in good stead.
Long ball onto the angle to the left-hand side. Rangers leading by 1-0. Last 3 meetings in this competition between these two old rivals have all been won by Rangers. They've all been at the quarter-final stage. They gather and play the ball forward. Davis is offside, just went a little bit too early, got in between the full-back and the centre half, but the flag was up, and Dundee were happy to see that flag go up.
That man against Stephen Davis, the furthest player forward for Rangers. You know, he seems to run further the older he gets.
Yeah, the thing, Mark, as well, he's such a clever footballer, and he's recognised there that Dundee are holding that line, so they need to break. And the thing is, sometimes he makes that run not to get it, but create space for others. Just marginally offside there, wonderful run, but he's such a clever footballer, and he helps others in the team.
All over the halfway line. Tillman went down, no free kick against McGee. Lays the ball back onto Scott Wright, who scampers over the halfway line, opens up the right-footed pass out wide onto Fashion Sakala. Sakala up against Marshall, lays it in behind Tavernier, and Josh Mulligan will come across, the 19-year-old, gather it, play it down that left-hand side, runs into Lundstrom, steps away from him, and then if he'd looked up, he had Cameron outside him trying to play the pass forward, and Davis has it, just teased McCowan as if to say, yeah, you might thought you were going to get that pass, but it was right all the way onto Ridvan Yilmaz. They're horrible, aren't they? You think I can get that? No, I can't.
It was well summed, actually. I agree on that. It looked as if he was going to get it, but it was such inch perfect from Davis, as he's done all night. And you're right, he thought, I'm getting that, but you're not.
McGowan's face with the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. It was brilliant. And we've all been there. We all think you're getting it, and it just runs by your toe. But Steve Davis, wonderful he's been.
Here comes John Lundstrom. Man from Liverpool, lays it forward onto Tillman on loan from Bayern. Inside it comes onto Sands. Sands back to Lundstrom. Lundstrom down that right-hand side onto Davis. Lays the ball back. Tavernier inside onto Lundstrom. Right in the middle of the field, inside the Dundee half. Back out wide it goes again. Onto Davis. Davis gathers. Onto Morelos round the corner. It's well read. And away by Marshall. It's long towards Robinson, trying to put the boot out to bring it under control. A little bit unlucky, gets applauded by his manager down below us. Really, it's the lone striker role, with the words lone underlined as the ball comes forward. Tillman brings it down beautifully. Kerr tracks him back, nips it off his toes, because Tillman did everything right. Ball over the shoulder, controlled it beautifully, and Cammy Kerr had to be there, just took it off his toes, back to his goalkeeper, cleared long. Rangers come again. Here comes Sakala. Sakala takes a touch at the edge of the area, runs into trouble, but Rangers still emerge with the ball. Tavernier, Davis tries to play it down the side. Marshall was calling for his goalkeeper, he didn't come, he turns, plays the ball off Sakala. The ball has gone out of play on that far side. Need better communication between fullback and goalkeeper there.
Yeah, very much so, but earlier than that, great run from Tillman, similar to Stephen Davis one that was offside. Tillman onside, great control, and credit to Cammy Kerr for tucking back round to cover his centre-backs, and he's bailed him out. But a wonderful run from Tillman, a great pass through. Could have been 2-0 on another day.
So far, it's 1-0. We're just short of the half-hour mark here at Ibrox. BBC Radio Scotland, Owen Coyle, Mark Gately, and myself, Paul Mitchell, bringing you the action this evening. with us earlier on the old Celtic 4. Right, plays the ball out wide, looking for Yilmaz. Running through, Tony Armstrong goal, couldn't gather at the first attempt. Had to go back to the left to gather. Plays it on to Lundstrom. Lundstrom to Morelos at the edge of the area. Out wide to Tavernier. Here comes Sakala. Sakala taking on Cameron. Hits it off him. Goes behind. Rangers have their 4th corner of the evening. And Dundee again will have to bring everybody back inside the area. And it's James Tavernier. He'll go across to take it. Rangers have now scored the last 15 in a row against Dundee at home. That goal coming after 9 minutes. Tavernier takes the corner shot. Now back into the middle. Tillman rises up and over the top it goes, but I mean, he leapt above everybody else. Great opportunity there. Free header. Jumped in between Dundee defenders. Great ball in from Tavernier out on the right-hand side there. Another opportunity.
It was a well-worked set play. Obviously, Giovanni's working on the training ground with that. Yeah, Dundee do have 2 big lads in the front 2 zones, so they've decided to try and move them. Worked it really well, the short corner. Great ball in, and Tillman arrives and probably should have got the header, as you would have marked, certainly on target. And again, I think it was a decent chance.
Decent chance, middle of the goal.
Just 115 goals you got for Rangers, Mark. Not too bad. That was all. I thought it was more. I'm sorry, mate.
200 assists, I think.
I certainly remember the one in the cup final, you and McCoy, the first half against us at Airdrie, certainly 92, I remember that.
Those were the days. As the ball gets played forward down the middle, there's a chance for French to try and clear, but he's under pressure from Morelos. Morelos pushing him further and further back to the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's pushed out wide by French, who got away with that one. Now sent long. Robinson can't get there. Sands right in behind him.
Yeah, Sands doing well there, just pushing Robinson underneath the ball there, but good defending there from Dundee.
Dundee trailing here at Ibrox. Ridvan Yilmaz tries to send it down the side. Yilmaz couldn't get there from a Besiktas player. And now Dundee have it picked up by Robinson near the halfway line. He's got Rangers players snapping all over him. Plays it back to Kerr. Kerr back onto French. And French sends it long to absolutely no one on that far side. Well, the striker was on this side. Interesting too, Lyle Cameron dropped across to the right-hand side. There was no out ball.
Yeah, the problem there, Paul, was Robinson came, linked them up, but then he's obviously in the right-back position, and there's no forward player to hit.
Ball on the angle. Scott Wright gathers again up against Kerr. Wright stronger than he looks, gathers again. Tried the nutmeg. Kerr turned. That's not a free kick. Play on. It's with Davis. Davis trying the little drag back down by the corner flag. Back to Yilmaz. Yilmaz on to Lundstrom. Lundstrom, it's a man who looks like he's got all day. Mulligan just gives him a little dunt in the back to remind him that he is around. Now it's on that far side through King. King through the middle onto Tavernier. Tavernier flicks it on to Morelos. Chance for Rangers. Good save by the goalkeeper. Came out, narrowed the angle, hit his body and got the ball away. Tillman goes down. Play on, says the referee. Up at the edge area. Beats 2. Stands on the ball. Back to Tavernier. Straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. Credit the referee for allowing play to continue there.
Yeah, terrific one-touch football again. Central. Fancied Alfredo there. I thought he'd just get his head up, a little dink, but good goalkeeping there from Leeds End.
Brilliant play. I mean, Tavernier comes in the pitch, little reverse pass to Morelos. You think he's all set to score. It's a good, I mean, I've got to say it's a good save from the goalkeeper, although I would have thought, you know, a pass finish would have took it in the corner. Morelos went for power, yeah. But that being said, Morelos in a good position. He looked sharp to get onto it. I've got to say, I've been really impressed with young King at the back. That lad looks to me as if he could play centre midfield, so composed on the ball.
Yeah, you know, he's a really talented boy. You know, he can play, opens himself up. He can play both ways, left and right foot. He's got the legs. He's got the strength. He's got everything to have a really great
looks
career.
like great physicality, but very composed on the ball, as I say, and you know, looks certainly capable of playing the midfield with his passing.
Watch these debuts. 2020 in the League Cup against Falkirk at the Falkirk Stadium. Looked good there. And it's just continued to improve. This appearance number 18 for Rangers. The ball slid down the side, but Wright loses out to French, picked up by Kerr. Kerr slides, tries to lay the ball back to French. Morelos closed him down. Ball back inside onto McGee. McGee back onto Sweeney. Sweeney steps away from Fashion Sakala, and now the ball gets played out wide. Gary Boyer applauds his men, but it's one of these ones. You have it. No, you have it. I'm under pressure. You take it. Oh, not a nice way to play, but Dundee have done well. Coming down the left-hand side, trying to send it through, but it's too long. And all the way through on to John McLaughlin. Oh, and you would have come across Gary Boyer on your travels down in England?
Yeah, he's somebody I've got an awful lot. A great football man, but a really, really nice man, which is more important. Somebody I've got a lot of time for. Works very hard, loves bringing young players through, as he's doing with a number of kids here at Dundee. And yeah, very, very, very nice man. But equally, he's a winner. He likes to win. And as much as he comes here tonight not thinking anybody giving him a chance, he'll still be thinking that his Dundee team can get something from this game.
Yeah, good experience. Blackburn Rovers, Blackpool, Bradford and Salford. Nigeria rolls as the ball slid through onto Morelos from Davis. Morelos can't control it, has to go to the byline, pulls the ball back, right, gets it back. Yilmaz goes for the shot from the edge of the area. He was confident effort, looking for his first Rangers goal, but it goes over the bar. It remains 1-0.
Yeah, I think Alfredo will be a little bit disappointed there with his first touch. It was slid in there to what I thought was going to be a first touch finish.
No, I agree with you on that.
Got away from it.
You're right, it looked all set, Mark, didn't he, just to gather it, but he's overhit his first touches, took him away from goal, as you said, and obviously Dundee have managed it. I've got to say, Yilmaz has been very impressive getting forward, lovely cultured left foot, and he's just tried the little reverse chip there, and it's just cleared the crossbar.
He's on the ball now from Lexland, sends it forward onto Tillman. McGee was right behind him, so the pass has gone back onto Robinson. Robinson gets away from Lundstrom. There's no way past young Leon King. Just 18 years old, plays the ball inside onto James Sands. Sands onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom sends it down the side onto Sakala, midway inside his opponent's half. Sakala round the corner onto the goal scorer, Stephen Davis, being tracked by Jordan Marshall. Davis turns, plays it out wide onto Tavernier. Tavernier plays it back. And the opportunity for Davis to play onto Lundstrom, back to Davis. McGee needed somebody to try and close down Davis there. See, close down Lundstrom, didn't happen. Rangers play the ball through, and Kerr doesn't listen to his goalkeeper. The ball was played into the area by the penalty spot. Goalkeeper was racing for it, and Cammy Kerr just thumped the ball over the halfway line. Rangers gather once more. Rangers against Dundee. Rangers won the last 5, 8 the last 10, won the last 14 at home as well. As the ball gets played wide by Joe Grayson, the man from Leicester. Grayson gets on the ball again, turns it behind only as far as Davis. Davis onto Morelos. Morelos trying to get past Sweeney on that occasion. Sweeney did well, and it comes out onto Grayson. Grayson looking for Cameron, plays the ball back onto Jordan Marshall. Marshall over the halfway line looking for Robinson, just eased away again by King. I talked to him about, you set yourself milestones in this. The next milestone, get to half-time for Dundee, no further damage. Yeah, Gary would be desperate for them to get in, 1-0 at half-time, and maybe then try and reassert how important it is to take care of the ball. When they have done that, they have threatened a couple of times, not great chances, but at least have appeared close to the Rangers box, and I think that'll be the key moving forward. But you're right, in terms of milestones, get into half-time, no more damage at the moment. That being said, Rangers are still relentless in pushing forward, but I've got to say, for all their attacking play, with Stephen Davis has been brilliant. I've been really impressed with Boy King at the back. I think he looks a very accomplished player. Halligan goes down, picked up well there by Rangers. Lundstrom will gather. Lundstrom gets the ball forward, it's on to Sakala, 35 yards from goal, right hand side, pulled back to Tavernier, inside onto Lundstrom once more. Here comes Yilmaz, the Turk, right in the middle of the field, lays it off to Lundstrom, and then he carried on his run into the area, but Rangers didn't spot him. It's now with Tavernier. Tavernier driving forward into Morelos, tried to let fly, just caught, and the ball was away by Ryan Sweeney. Robinson, it was played up to him. Robinson tried to play the return, and the run wasn't made. That's what he's got to do. He's got to decide what he's going to do, and he's got to decide quickly. In my opinion, he needs to just get himself set, know what he's going to do, take the ball in. Take a touch, take another touch, encourage somebody to come and tackle him, and try and win some free kicks instead of just flicky. Get hold of the ball, make yourself strong, and get the ball into you. Yeah, I think Gary was saying that. He's got to relieve the pressure for the whole team, because ultimately it can then bring them up the park. As soon as we lose it, they're still camped in their own 18-yard box. But it's really important the quality of the pass into him as well. I mean, he's a willing runner. I think he's trying very hard. But when those ones like that, you're right, Mark, he's got to take the ball up. Yeah, what he's got to do, he's got to position himself between the two centre-halves that are marking him right now. Not go and stand on one. He's got to get himself, as you can see now, there's one on him all the time. So he's got to try and get himself in between those two defenders to have a starting position. Cameron loses the ball in the midfield. Opportunity for Tavernier. Tavernier plays it wide. Sakala. Sweeney inside his 6-yard box has to slide down and turn that ball behind for a corner. Morelos was waiting. Remains 1-0, but Rangers have another corner. Tavernier goes across to take it. 39 minutes gone. Tavernier stands, looks across, tries to see where his options are. They pulled it short last time, trying to pull the Dundee defenders out. They've done that again. It's played wide onto right into the area. Drives in, laid back for Tillman, turned away by Kerr. Davis with a shot, sent away by Grayson. Out wide, Rangers again to that right hand side. Tavernier waits. Tavernier outside the area, on the right. Yilmaz wanted it played to this left hand side, but it comes back onto King. King strokes it into the middle. Tyler French with a header away. Back in again comes Lundstrom. Rangers looking to add to their advantage. Wide edge of the area, Sakala. Jinks inside, two players going down. It was Kerr that got there, but the ball's played back again. Yilmaz plays it, it's deflected up and over, and the goalkeeper gathers inside his 6-yard area. Danger averted for now at least. Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Yeah, great play, particularly in the wide areas. Scott Wright showing his quality, his pace, driving to the byline. Similar to Yilmaz getting in those areas. I just feel when they get there, it's that little bit of composure, that final bit of quality, which would have led to Rangers getting the second goal. That being said, Dundee are fighting for their lives, are defending the box as well as they can, but it has been incessant pressure.
Launched long over the halfway line, headed back by Sands onto Morelos. Morelos gets the header, but it's picked up by Jordan McGee. Tyler French inside onto Ryan Sweeney to close him down. She has to get it forward onto Grayson. Grayson onto Marshall. Cameron's going to make the run down the left-hand side, but Liam King spotted it and just rolls the ball back into the very underemployed John McLaughlin, who is having a fairly easy evening. Never lost a goal in the League Cup. John McLaughlin, this appeals number 4 for Rangers. He has 3 clean sheets to his name. Now the ball forward, halfway line. Lundstrom is there. Lundstrom plays it up and over the top, trying to find the run of Scott Wright, but it's picked up by Marshall inside onto Grayson. Forward it comes onto Robinson, halfway line, takes a touch, lays the ball back. French is there. Now he'll gather, take it up to the halfway line. Sakala showed him the inside. The defender took it and then didn't know what to do with it. Sakala closed him down, won the ball, lays it back onto Wright. He's out of position now. Tyler French. Jordan McGee had dropped back in just to make sure there wasn't going to be any problems, as Rangers have to take the scenic route back inside their own half and gather once more. It's going to be picked up over the halfway line. Davis. Short pass on to Wright, back to Davis. Sakala's now on this left-hand side. Rangers played across the back 4 at the moment. King has it just over the halfway line, on to Davis. Davis now lifts it in towards the area. French gets the header inside. There's no Rangers player at the edge of the box. It runs through to the goalkeeper. 3 minutes to half-time. Rangers 1, Dundee 0. In the Premier Sports Cup quarter-final tie. Kilmarnock through last night, 2-1. Celtic through earlier on today. You heard it here on BBC Radio Scotland. Motherwell 0, Celtic 4. 2 from Abada, 1 from Hattati, 1 from Kyogo. And Aberdeen leading Partick Thistle by 3-0. Duke, an own goal, and Hayden Coulson. Now, Dundee have it inside the Rangers half, but Rangers again pick up very easily. Davis lays it out wide to the right-hand side onto Tavernier. Cameron coming back with him. Tavernier takes his time, pings it out. Beautiful angle ball to Sakala. Took his eye off it and took the ball just out of play. Well, Dundee will be happy at that one because he was in a great position. Yeah, he was, and that first touch is crucial when you're in those wide areas. We know he did well to keep himself on side, but looking to gather and get 1v1 because Dundee were lopsided. The fullback was trying to come over from a late position, but when you don't control the ball and it runs out, then it's all for nothing. Robinson, I thought, was fouling. The referee said play on. He just indicates that. Tillman basically indicating to the players he spotted it, but reckoned that Rangers had the advantage, but they have gone back to the halfway line. King back inside, on to Davis, the goal scorer, out onto Sands. Sands gathers, plays it out wide onto the left-hand side, onto Fashion Sakala. Sakala rolls the ball, trying to get the other side of Kerr. Kerr goes to ground, makes the challenge, sends it out of play. Corner kick, number 6 for Rangers. 1 minute of normal time to be played here at Ibrox in this final quarter-final tie. And Stephen Davis gets ready to launch it across. Davis, Yilmaz into the middle, takes a couple of deflections and it's away by French up to the halfway line. James Sands is waiting for it, plays it short onto Scott Wright. Back to the American it goes now. The ball on the angle, picked up Tillman. Tillman onto Yilmaz. Tillman once more, beautifully away from Niall Cameron lifts it out wide onto Tavernier. Tavernier attacking position. Wide it goes. Morelos, right hand side of the air. Step over, cuts back inside. Tavernier with a shot straight to the goalkeeper. Palms it down. Bounces off the turf. Back into his hands. But Mark Hateley, I mean, Dundee need this half-time break.
Yeah, you want the goalkeeper to hold on to this ball as long as he can. Retain the ball. And then hear that whistle, because it feels like, I would say, that they've played for about 60 minutes. The body will think this half. They've been dragged from side to side. They've defended to the man 100%, and it's been, I'm going to say, it's been a long first half.
Should have been handball against Mulligan, but the ball comes out wide. Attacking play here from Dundee. Into the middle it goes. Touch, Mulligan, turn, shot, sends it wide. There's been another goal at Pittodrie for Willie Miller.
Yeah, it's one for Thistle, the visitors. Substitute Darren Brownlee comes on and he gets above everybody at the back post from the corner, from the right-hand side to head it past goalkeeper Roos in goal. He does get a hand to it, but it's over the line by about a foot as he's desperately trying to keep it out. So Partick Thistle giving a little bit of hope here to get one back. It's 3-1 to Aberdeen.
Thanks, Willie. As the half-time whistle goes here at Ibrox, it's a Stephen Davis goal. Came after 9 minutes. Goalkeeper making the save initially, pushed the ball wide, and Davis just scooped down to head home. That's the difference at Ibrox. Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
Rangers versus Dundee.
Wonderful goal!
Live on Sports Sound.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
So 1-0 it is at half-time for Rangers against Dundee. Now 3-1 for Aberdeen against Partick Thistle. And of course Celtic with a 4-0, thumping 4-0 win at Fir Park a little bit earlier. We'll reflect more on that in a moment or two. Kilmarnock already through to the semi-final draw after their 2-1 win against Dundee United last night. We'll have that draw for you a little bit later. Right, let's just get a little bit more on the game here then. At Pittodrie Stadium, the one that is currently live, 3-0 Aberdeen at half-time. They were absolutely coasting at that point, weren't they?
They were, and to be honest, Richard, I think they still are. But, you know, they've got an awful lot going forward, Aberdeen, and Thistle have really struggled defensively. I mean, part of the problem for Thistle is that they throw so many players forward too that they leave themselves a little bit open. They've had to make changes as well, you know, to their back four. They're now playing with a back three central defenders on. They've started the second half with that formation, just basically matching up Aberdeen, and you know, getting the goal back so early in the second half does give them, you know, a little bit of hope for the rest of the game. But they were overwhelmed in the first half. You've got to say it was wave after wave of attack. Coulson on the ball just now. He has been the man. He's not going to set up another one. He almost does. Ramirez comes on at half-time, and Coulson from the left-hand side, just been a powerhouse down there. You know, setting up players, having the two strikes as well. One a definite deflection, the other one he's getting credit for. And Aberdeen have just been on fire, but you know, getting that one back so early in the second half, plenty of time for you know, Partick Thistle to cause Aberdeen a problem or two. Jim Goodwin will be disappointed. Set piece corner above everybody. Brownlee to header into the back of the net. Will be disappointed with that fact. And of course, they were very proud of that shutout against Hearts, although Hearts did have a number of chances. They haven't got it tonight, but they're still well in top here. But you know, Partick Thistle get something now to hope for and to play for, to try to get back into the game.
The back three suits Coulson down on the ground, doesn't it? Because he's got less defensive responsibility there, and he can do what he does best, which is go forward. Yeah,
and if Richardson was playing, I would say it was the same for him too. You know, I think the formation suits him. You know, having the three central defenders. You know, with Scales to the left-hand side, a full-back that can go out there and feel very comfortable. McCrory to the right, same, goes for McCrory. And Stewart just loves defending, doesn't he? Just plonk him in the middle and let him defend. So the system is perfect. And you're right, Coulson's been great, he's been fabulous, full of energy, a trick or two as well. You know, he sees the pass too, he's prepared to take the shot on. That's why the two goals have came from him. So he's been outstanding, definitely the man of the match so far.
We'll find out if indeed he gets that award come the conclusion of the 90 minutes. So 3-1, Darren Brownlee having got Thistle back into it with that header. Still a long way back, you would feel, on what is a cold, cold night here at Pittodrie Stadium. And right now, 3-1 for Aberdeen. Let's get further reflections from Fir Park from earlier then, because in the end it was a very comfortable 4-0 win for Celtic against Motherwell. The thoughts after the game of the triumphant Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou.
Ange, congratulations. The fans celebrating at the end clearly enjoyed what they saw, and I suspect you'd have enjoyed large parts of that yourself.
Yeah, I thought we were good tonight. Yeah, again, obviously cup games, especially when you're playing away from home, the opposition can sense that they could upset us by taking the game to us. And I thought the way Motherwell set up, they really tried to be aggressive in terms of pressing us when we played out from the back, and I just thought we handled it really well. And once we played through their press, created good opportunities. Probably, again, just probably could have finished the game off a bit earlier, but overall really pleased.
Good time to get the opening goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's never a bad time, but I thought it was coming. I thought our general play was really good. A bit unlucky in a couple of occasions, a couple of good saves by Liam Kelly, and obviously we hit the post as well, but I thought it was coming, and like I said, I was still happy with our general play.
I know that you were pleased in the games like against Motherwell previously and against St Johnstone. I know you were pleased you were still creating opportunities, if not taking them. It does strike me though, and I wonder what your own thoughts are, that in the last couple of games there just has been that bit more extra zip again about your overall play, and of course you're getting the goals this time.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the chicken or the egg scenario. We're getting that first one, and that sort of in the games where we've kind of struggled is it's taken us a while to get the first one, or we've missed some opportunities. But last couple of games they're going in, and we're gaining confidence from that. And I think it's also the guys coming in have really contributed. It was James getting a hat trick on the weekend, and Liel could have had very well had a hat trick tonight. Kyogo scored, and just in general the guys coming in are giving us a real energy that I think we need through this period, and we're still going to need. There's still sort of 7 games between now and the break, and the fact that I can change the team and keep the intensity up, I think is going to help us.
And you're going to need that again, of course, Saturday lunchtime, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Quick turnaround and tough game. It's always a tough game, playing Hearts away, and hopefully, I think everyone's got through unscathed tonight, and a few sort of we saved for the weekend. So be ready to go.
Okay, I'll let you get that throat a little bit of a rest.
Good on you.
Ange Postecoglou 4-0 win for Celtic against Motherwell. We've just seen something a bit outrageous here at Pittodrie Stadium, Willie Miller.
Incredible. That nestled in the back of the net. What a goal that would have been from Christian Ramirez. Some 25 plus yards out on the angle with the right foot. He drives it towards that top left hand corner, and Snedden at full stretch. What a magnificent save to touch that one round the post for the corner. Fantastic effort from Christian Ramirez. Doesn't get too many opportunities on the field of play. He was desperate to take that one there, and he was just thwarted by some magnificent goalkeeping here at Pittodrie.
Thistle incidentally made a couple of changes. Cammy Smith and Brian Graham coming on for Anton Dowds and Ross Docherty. Still 3-1 for Aberdeen. Right, 1-0 half-time at Ibrox. Rangers against Dundee. Mark Haitley given the overall 45 minutes. That's a very, it feels like a very comfortable lead for Rangers right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think John McLaughlin's had a lot to do. Hasn't had one save to make, and it's been, as you would imagine, it's been pretty relentless stuff, Richard. Our heads have barely turned right, I think, in the first 45 minutes. Having a little chuckle by the side of me here. But it's only 1-0. Dundee still in it. It's a half-time team to be had for the Dundee players, but still in the game. I would imagine a very, very tired side. They've been dragged from left to right, and up and down the park. But they've had no relaxation in the game, where they've had 5 minutes of the ball, or made more than 4 passes to their own players. That's how drastic it's been. But to a man, you can't fault their effort that they put in. They've chased, they've tackled, the goalkeeper's pulled off a few good saves. But as I say, it's still only 1-0, but very, very comfortable.
Oh, and it won't have come as any great surprise to Gary Bowyer, will it, that this has been the flow of play in the first 45 minutes?
No, I think to a certain extent Gary will be pleased. What he'll be disappointed by, Richard, is when when Dundee have gathered the ball, they've just not taken enough care of it, and that then releases the pressure for the back line, as you know, and bring them further up the park. They've had 1 or 2 forays into the Rangers half, but not enough. That being said, for all the pressure the Rangers have had and the waves of attack, I think Morella's probably had for what we would call, certainly me and Mark would call, a gilt-edged chance. Other than that, it's been half chances here and there. The keepers did well enough in the Dundee goal. He'd actually had a good save in the build-up to the Rangers goal, but Stephen Davis has been very impressive. The natural enthusiasm he brings, his quality of passing, it's been very evident, and I think he's been the driving force behind Rangers' performance tonight.
So if Dundee are to have any chance, did they simply have to just keep trying to frustrate Rangers for as long as they possibly can and hope to get some kind of counter?
Yeah, they've got to have a base on which to start from, and that is a centre forward. You know, Zach Robinson up there, he sort of caught himself in the middle of no man's land in a lot of chance. So he's not giving himself a chance to get set and get on the ball and get his team up the park. I think that'll be a big conversational point at half-time in the Dundee dressing room. That's where they need to get the base from. The ball needs to go into him. He needs to set himself and defend the ball with his life till he gets runners up to him. A lot of the time he's just been getting the ball and flicking it round, and it's been going to nowhere, losing the ball. Dundee back on the back foot again. So I think that's key for second half for the Dundee for the manager.
I think when you make as the elite teams do, make 7 and 8 changes, the important thing for the opposition is that you try and take care of the ball to threaten them, because they're not playing week in, week out consistently with that continuity, but Dundee haven't really done that as such. So obviously, you know, whether they change things at half-time, Rangers may very well look to bring some freshness into the team as well. So it'll be interesting in the second half, but in answer, as Mark said, Dundee want to stay in the game as long as they can, and then maybe if it's still 1-0 with 20 minutes to go, you know, Gary gets a bit adventurous, stick another strike. It's a cup competition after all, and you're as well trying to win it in the 90 minutes.
Right, 1-0 Rangers against Dundee. Live commentary second half to come with Paul Mitchell, Mark Hateley and with Owen Coyle. We're here up at Tawdry where Willie Miller has been watching Aberdeen against Partick Thistle. 3-1 now. Willie, I think that Thistle goal probably came as a surprise to most people.
Certainly for you, Richard.
Yeah, I was busy getting instructions from the producer and writing notes, and the first I knew that Thistle had scored was when I heard Willie reporting it on the radio.
It came out of the blue, yeah. It was totally unexpected, I must admit, Richard. Not surprised. It took you by surprise, because I think, you know, looking at Thistle, they started off lively, but, you know, when you're 3-0 down, it takes a lot for the manager to change that. He did change the formation, I think that helped, but Aberdeen switching off at the corner and allowing, you know, Brownlee, you know, really way too much space. It was, you know, he hardly had any competition there to rise above the Aberdeen defence and head it. Roos almost got his hand to keep it out, but he just couldn't stretch long enough to do that. So they're back in the game, and listen, for the great attitude, you know, I think Ian McCall can be happy with the attitude, happy with their application, but as far as the game's concerned, they haven't created enough opportunities. Aberdeen have certainly been in top, and really at this point look like they're cruising it, but hey, Thistle, you know, with that mentality to keep going forward, if they get a second goal, then it could be nervy times for the Dons.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I mean, it's very unusual given what we've seen from Thistle so far this season, that they're not creating chances, but my goodness, they're certainly, they're a horror show, didn't they, first 30 minutes or so, in terms of the mistakes they were making, the defence being pulled about all over the place, some individual performances that were just awful.
Yeah, I mean, defensively poor, you would have to say. The intent there, you know, they moved the ball about pretty well, but defensively they were all over the place. You know, Aaron Muirhead in particular getting himself booked, and then very almost getting a second booking not that soon after the first, and then, you know, Ian McCall having to take him off. And I'm sure that's the reason took him off. I might be corrected at the end of the game, but in my opinion that was in fact the reason, probably a wise reason, because you go down to 10 men up here the way Aberdeen are and the threat that they've got going forward this season, then it wouldn't be a good situation for them. But, you know, here we are, 3-1, and Partick, you know, putting on a little bit of pressure, changed the formation, and certainly it's turning the game round in this second half a little bit for them, and Aberdeen haven't made the changes as well, struggling a little bit to get that grip on the game that they certainly had in the first half.
It's one of those nights my microphone disengaged itself there. Incidentally, one game in the championship tonight, and it is Arbroath 0, Wraith Rovers 1. It's Sam Stanton who's got the goal for Ian Murray's men. See, they brought Mickey Cameron, Colin Cameron back to the club as assistant to Ian Murray, and the goal coming in the 41st minute. Stanton with his 3rd of the season. Of course, those two sides down in the bottom 2 positions at start of play, but that would see, Wraith Rovers just above that, of course, just at start of play. Hamilton down in second bottom and getting that incredible win against Calais Thistle last night. So it's currently, in terms of a live table, it would be Arbroath 7 points, Hamilton 10, Cove Rangers 11, Wraith Rovers moving on to 15. It has been an incredibly tight division throughout the course of this season. In the English Premier League, these games are most of them heading towards full time. It's Bournemouth 0, Southampton 1, Brentford 0, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1, West Ham United, Darwin Núñez with a goal there. Jared Bowen missing a penalty in that match. Newcastle 1-0 up against Everton. Miguel Almiron with a goal there. And it's at half-time Manchester United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. So further reaction to come from around this competition. Of course, this game here at Pittodrie still got about 20 minutes to go in this one. Yeah, just over 20 minutes to go in this one. So we'll have reaction from here. We'll get reaction, of course, from Ibrox, where it's half-time. As Rangers 1-0 up against Dundee in the SWPL 1. Aberdeen women 1, Hibernian 3. That's at Balmoral Stadium, just along the road from here at Pittodrie. 3-1 for Hibernian there. It's Dundee United 0, Celtic 2, and it's Glasgow 0, Glasgow City 4. Those matches at various stages, but certainly all into the second half. Right, we'll keep you across events at Pittodrie. Still Partick Thistle having got that goal back. They trail now against Aberdeen by 3-1. But for live second half commentary from Ibrox, where it's Rangers 1, Dundee 0, we rejoin Owen Coyle, Mark Haitley and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Richard. Just underway at the start of the second half. No changes at half-time for either side. Dundee coming forward, right to left as we watch from the main stand here at Ibrox. French plays the ambitious ball out towards Cameron. It was ambitious, just slightly overhead it, goes out of play, and Rangers have a throw taken by Tavernier. Tavernier into young Leon King, and King steps forward up towards the halfway line, clips a beautiful pass out wide, taken in stride by Scott Wright, knocks it down the side up against Cammy Kerr. Kerr goes in for the tackle, deflects off him, and the ball goes behind. Did well, and no corner coming. It is a goal kick, and perhaps no great surprise, Mark Haitley, no changes at half-time for either.
No, I thought there might be. I thought he might just take 3 off and put 3 on, but I think the 60-minute mark will be the gauge, I think. But I'm certain you'll see plenty from the bench coming on tonight, especially from Rangers.
Long ball up by the goalkeeper. Davis on the deck, plays out wide to Morelos, works the 1-2. Davis trying to come through. Sweeney takes the touch, plays it back into his penalty area. His goalkeeper is there, lifts it long. Lundstrom is there. Lundstrom gets it forward on Tillman. Tillman does well, turns, spins, plays it out onto this right-hand side. Sakala cuts inside. Tillman, edge of the area, gets the ball away. It's onto his left foot, pushed onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom wide. Yilmaz is there at the edge of the area, clips it across high, and the goalkeeper takes a touch. The ball didn't go over the top, it bounced off the post. Sakala tried to get there, and it was cleared by Ryan Sweeney. That nearly finished in the net.
Yeah, it should have. I've got to say the keeper should have done better. He knows that, but it's right under the bar, and it's just begging for a Rangers player to tap it in from literally half a yard out, Mark.
Yeah, I thought it just got caught up in the wind. I think the goalkeeper made his jump, but just mistimed it completely.
So Dundee will be pleased to see they got that one away, but Tavernier starts the attack again. He was taken out, play on, says the referee. Tillman kind of stops. I'm not sure there was much advantage, but they still have it. Out wide Sakala to Morelos outside the area. Played back inside, picked up by Lundstrom. 30 yards from goal, round the corner to right, trying to work the 1-2 with Lundstrom, but Dundee are there. Josh Mulligan does well, gets away from Tavernier. He's up and over the halfway line. It's 3 against 2. He'll pull the ball back, looking for Robinson. It's away by King. Breaks back and a chance. Oh, what an effort that was. Joe Grayson stepping forward and hits it just wide as a yellow card comes out as well. It's Josh Mulligan who's going to get it for persistent fouling, according to the referee.
Yeah, fantastic counter-attack for Dundee. That's what Mulligan's all about. Mulligan's a young kid, loaded with pace, broke forward, could have given a bit of ball to Robinson, but the Rangers defender knocked it back into the path of Grayson. And young Joe I had as a young kid at Blackburn, fantastic left foot, and he's just whistled that volley just by the post.
Rangers come forward. French comes across, steps in at the edge of the area, knocks it away. Those are the chances, Mark Haitley, and you're going to get few of them.
Yep, got to make the most of them. But it was a good sweet strike there that I think John McLaughlin sort of had it comfortably waving his arms away from the ball. But
well, I'm not sure about that, Mark.
Yeah, that's what the goalie does when he thinks, uh-oh.
Yeah, it was certainly some strike from young Grayson. But Gary will be pleased with that because it shows a bit of intent from Dundee. And that again, Rangers keep coming back as they do just now.
Lundstrom to Morelos, launched long out to that far side, laid back inside. Yilmaz into the middle, away by Sweeney. Sweeney up to the halfway line, knocked on by Zach Robinson. Robinson tried to link up with Cameron, but Sakala got there. It's inside onto Davis, onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom lifts it wide on that far side. Onto Scott Wright. Scott Wright drops the shoulder, comes inside. There's a little turn, can spin it wide to Yilmaz. He's going to try and take it himself. Gets in the area, pass to Kerr, was with him all the way. Ball still not out, pulls it back to Morelos. Into the 6-yard box, break back to Wright. On the angle, he was offside as he pulled it across. The referee has given the offside decision, but Scott Wright was almost unstoppable there.
Great turn of pace there from Scott Wright. Not past 1, past 2. Great body strength as well.
Yeah, Scott Wright when he's in full flow is one of the ones that we like to watch. He's an entertainer, takes people on, commits fullbacks, fantastic run. I've got to say, you know, that's 4 or 5 times now, obviously, in about the box. Morelos' first touch has not been good enough. And I know you'll say, well, you're not in a lot of game time, but when those opportunities present yourself, as a striker, you've got to be so sharp. And for me, he's not done that to this point tonight.
Dundee concede a free kick. Yeah, Morelos, a couple of chances in the first half, didn't take them. It remains Rangers 1, Dundee 0. Goal coming on 9 minutes for Stephen Davis. And Lundstrom has it inside his own half. Looks to move his way forward. Dropped inside onto Davis. Davis will gather again. Davis looks up, slides it onto Lundstrom. Tavernier sends the ball across. Morelos, Lundstrom up at the edge of the area, being forced out wide. Comes back onto Davis, back onto Morelos once more. Morelos across. Yilmaz, Wright waits for him on that left-hand side, gets the ball played to back into the box onto Yilmaz, gets the shot away. Goalkeeper guards his post, turns it behind for a corner kick to Rangers. It was well struck by the Turk, well matched by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good work there from Yilmaz. Very, very sharp on that left-hand side at the moment with him and Scott Wright.
Scott Wright did well, so the corner, the first of the second half, will come from the left-hand side. Davis to take, swings it in. Robinson with the first header, and it was jumped away by Mulligan, and his high feet will be given against Scott Wright at the edge of the D, and Dundee will get the chance to get the ball away, but the pressure continues to build, and certainly an issue for Dundee. Last one against Rangers and Ibrox 2001. Canadian Milne, the goal scorers. Since then, the trips here have been unrewarding. In the League Cup, they've never won here. Good record in the Scottish Cup, won 4-12. Dundee, and it is the League Cup competition tonight. Good challenge in the middle of the field there by Sands. Dundee still have it on the halfway line. Marshall forward really for the first time in the second half, tries to link with Cameron, but Tavernier rides the challenge, has the ball, plays the ball back onto King. King will send it across onto James Sands, and Sands pushes the ball forward again onto Lundstrom. Aberdeen 3, Partick Thistle 1. We'll be coming to its conclusion soon. Earlier on today, Motherwell 0, Celtic 4, Kilmarnock already in the draw, courtesy of the win last night against Dundee United. Semi-finals will be played at Hampden in January. Changes may be coming. There's a little bit of chit-chat going on down below us. Billy Barr, the assistant, with Dundee, and Gary Boyer Lexton sends it long on the angle up towards the back for Rangers. King with a simple header forward onto Tavernier. Tavernier down the side onto Sakala. Sakala, little drive back on the inside. Pulls the ball back onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom looks, moves away. Mulligan went to ground. Just to be careful, the only player yellow carded so far. Lundstrom has it, takes a touch, gets away from Mulligan. Doesn't have too many options outside, so comes inside onto Stephen Davis. Davis then lifts it out wide. Sakala, it's offside. He controlled it beautifully. But Marshall had just stepped up. The back four had come in neatly.
Yeah, shouldn't be caught offside there. He's standing right on the edge of the line, looking at the line.
Yeah, particularly when he's in that wide area. The thing is, Stephen Davis can pick you right out, to an inch perfect pass. So Sakala's just got to hold his line, make sure he stays on side, and then he's 1v1 in a dangerous situation.
So Adam Leglands has the ball. Dundee came out the group. They won all four: Hamilton, Stranraer, Queen's Park and Forfar.
Thanks, Paul.
You knew I was going to mention it at some point. As the ball gets played. I still thought you should have won the game, but hey.
Yeah, well, actually, on the last day, we drew with... if we'd have beaten Hamilton in penalties, we'd have progressed ourselves. That's how... but, yeah, Dundee were very good in the group and deserve to be the group winners.
Here tonight got past Falkirk in the last round. There's Queen's Park manager Owen Coyle alongside me, Mark Haitley. With me too here on a very blustery, blowy and bitterly cold evening at Ibrox, as the free kick goes against Dundee inside the Rangers half. Now Rangers will come again. Ball played back onto King. It is McLaughlin in goal. Tavernier, King, Sands, Yilmaz, Davis and Lundstrom with Wright, Sakala and Tillman and Morelos. Sakala and Wright swapping from left to right. Sakala got past Marshall and then felt he should have had a free kick. Referee not interested. Ball back to Sweeney. Sweeney, Lexland's inside his 6-yard box. Morelos half-heartedly closes him down, so he launches it long on that far side. Did enough Morelos to force the goalkeeper to play it out on that far side, throw into Rangers right on the halfway line. And Rangers played inside. On to King. Gathered again. Lundstrom moves it away. Now stepping over the halfway line. King again, out wide onto Sakala. Sakala takes the touch, is rushing at Marshall, drops the shoulder, shimmies the ball, tries to work the 1-2. Marshall just gets his body in there, and Sakala then was adjudged to have fouled the fullback, knocking him over. It's a tough one for Jordan Marshall.
Yeah, good play. It was good. It was good play though. A great body position against Sakala. We know his pace. He's also strong, but great defending there. Fantastic defending, because normally when somebody plays that 1-2 against you, the first thing you do is look into the ball. Fair play to him. He's seen Sakala on his outside. He got his body in. Good body strength and very, very good defending.
Experienced player now, Jordan Marshall, the 25-year-old from Newcastle upon Tyne. Only 200 appearances for Queen of the South, now over 100 appearances for Dundee. Long ball from the keeper, headed away by King inside the Dundee half. Sweeney, all he can do is come across and head the ball away from Alfredo Morelos. And it's going to be with Tavernier and to Tillman. Tavernier there, lays the ball back onto King. King gathers all the way back to John McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to keep warm out there as the ball comes forward. Sands back onto King. King now, long angle ball. It's a beautiful ball into the box. Goalkeeper comes and gathers. Stephen Davis wasn't a million miles away. And that's one pass how you can dissect your opponents. Mulligan picks up, plays it on to Cameron. Cameron sends it round the corner for Marshall. It's going to be knocked out of play that time by King. Some ball down the middle.
Great ball. I've got to say, what a fantastic run. As soon as he picked up, Stephen Davis's movement was instant. Good relationship that. And again, whether it's a little bit of the wind, but he certainly looked at once. Yeah, he certainly looked, Mark, as if one point he might be on it. But again, Stephen Davis just bringing that natural enthusiasm, making great timed runs. He's not giving the ball away all night. He's been a consummate professional tonight.
Ball down the side it comes. Little tug of the jersey. That's not going to be allowed. Tavernier's jersey was moving. And the ball. Well, Cameron just kicked the ball away, and the referee had taken his eye off it. And the referee, I think, has been alerted by the assistant. Just going to earn a little word from Willie Collum. And there is the word saying, please don't do that again. Rangers leading here by 1-0. Last 25 League Cup ties, 118. Just lost 7. Mentioned the first half, 110. The last 11 at home. St Johnstone, the last team to beat Rangers in this competition on this ground. It's a 3-1 victory on that occasion. Since then, Rangers barely lost a goal, never mind losing a game. A little bit clumsy again from Mulligan. Takes down Sands. Sands takes the free kick, sends it inside. 58 minutes gone. BBC Radio Scotland, Rangers 1, Dundee 0. And the ball by the halfway line. The goal scorer is there. Sends it through onto Morelos. Morelos works it off to right. Sliding challenge again by Mulligan. Mulligan gathers. Got to time everything correctly. Being in the book already. Now Long on the angle by Dundee. And Yilmaz chips the ball back. You mentioned him in the first half, Mulligan. He's not going to change his game, but he has just to think a little bit more.
Yeah, and in fairness, that foul there was more enthusiasm than anything else trying to. But you're right, when you're on that yellow card, he has to be. But he is a naturally kind of bustling player. But Rangers on the attack.
Sakala swings the ball into the middle. Ryan Sweeney swings the ball up towards exit 20 behind the goals, and it is going to be a corner kick to Rangers. Mark, will Giovanni Brockhorst be a little bit concerned that his side haven't got that second yet?
Yeah, I think he won that second as quickly as he can. Takes the pressure off. Takes the pressure off the supporters as well, because you can actually feel there's a sort of milling around the stadium at the moment, and another goal will certainly squash that.
Ball played back onto Davis. Davis plays it to Tavernier. Tavernier at the edge of the area, plays it back to Davis. Works the 1-2. Tavernier with the shot. Breaks off Robinson. Robinson has to send the ball behind. It's all they can do. It's going to be another corner kick to Rangers. It will come from this right-hand side. Two Rangers players go out to take. The Dundee players are looking at the manager. And just be careful if Tavernier plays it short. They need to go out in number. Wright is there. Davis has made a good run as well. They're stretched here. Wright goes in, clips the ball across. The header comes in from Alfredo Morelos straight down to Adam Legston. Let's go up to Pittodrie for the latest Aberdeen Partick Thistle. Willie Miller.
Well, the second half is completely different from the first, because Partick Thistle have had the bulk of possession. They've changed their formation. It seems to suit them, and not so much Aberdeen. Both sides have made a number of changes, and Thistle pushing for it, but could get caught in the break with Matty Kennedy here going into the box. Good defending, still the chance is on. Ryan Duncan across the face, but it's cleared away. It's been a good game of football, but Aberdeen seem to be settling for the 3-1, although they're pushing forward at this present moment in time. There is an opportunity for Ramirez just inside the box. Matty Kennedy, what a save! Touch over the bar. Magnificent save there from Snedden to thwart Matty Kennedy. Good game of football, but Thistle back in the game. I think there's too much to be asked of them, you know, to actually get a second and an equalise. But if they could get a second, it would send theirs through Pittodrie. Aberdeen still up 3-1.
Thanks, Willie. Here Dundee flashed the ball across the penalty. It was Jordan Marshall, but nobody had gambled to take the run. Tavernier just upends Cameron. That's going to be a free kick just inside the Rangers half. Gary Boyer continues to encourage his men. Dundee in blue and white stripes, although the pattern kind of bleeds and merges with it. Black shorts, white socks. Rangers, their traditional home colours. Scott Wright just pointing out to Joe Grayson where the free kick should have been. They're now arguing about it. Referee saying just pull back. Grayson knocks the ball another little half yard. See if that half yard makes any difference. Swings the ball in up to the edge of the area. Sweeney is the target. Offside is the decision. And just a little bit too eager. Free kick taken. Davis comes forward, plays it through. Tillman goes in there, and it's knocked off him by Marshall. He just tried to thump the ball clear. Tillman continues to run after it. Ball's broken outside the Dundee penalty box, and Legtons knocks it out of play. There is another goal at Pittodrie. For whom has it come, Willie Miller?
Yeah, game over. It's the fourth for Aberdeen. Quite a magnificent strike from the youngster Ryan Duncan. He picks the ball up on the right hand side. He dips his shoulder, gets it on, sees a little pocket of space with the right foot. He drills it to the far corner with immense power, giving Snedden no chance whatsoever to get anywhere near it. Aberdeen go 4-1 up just when it looked as though Thistle were maybe going to get back into this game.
Scott Wright does brilliantly well, plays the ball into Morelos, but robbed by Mulligan as he tried to play the ball back onto Davis. Rangers fans had wanted a free kick, for it was a 2-against-1 on Scott Wright, but it certainly it's the most noise we've heard from the Rangers fans in this second half. Perhaps that will wake them up. The sense of injustice as Tavernier plays the ball in. Tyler French gets the header way up to the edge of the area, knocked behind him by McGee up towards the halfway line. Return by Sands. Kerr overruns the ball. He's up against Sakala on that far side. Has to turn and try and play the ball down the line. Side of play on that far side. Now Sakala and Kerr came together. The referee has gone over. Kerr has remained down. The referee wanders over. He's going to call over Sakala. The Dundee players are bitterly unhappy. Tillman tries to intercede on his behalf. The referee then wanders away to the left-hand side. The Dundee players are pleading for something. Sakala watches as Kerr gets back to his feet. The referee wanders away. He's trying to get away from the Dundee players. He's calling over Sakala. There is a yellow card in his hand at the moment, and he is drawing over Cammy Kerr. And Kerr and Sakala can't see the referee for Tillman, who's taller than all of them, and the yellow card goes to both players.
A lot to do about nothing, that, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit after. I mean, they're competitive. I think it'd be easy to say, listen, let's go on with it. I think the Dundee players made a little bit more of it than what it was, although we're a bit of distance away, but didn't seem to be a lot in it, if truth be told.
2 yellow cards, the result. We now have 3 for the evening, and well, it was so serious, the referee has given a throw on the far side. So that throw will come for Rangers, who lead by 1-0. Nearly 64 minutes gone. Started brightly with a goal from Stephen Davis, really pummeled Dundee. Couldn't find the second, and that's what they're seeking at the moment. Dundee are going to make a change in a moment, I suspect. Just having a little shout. It might be Derek Osei, the new boy, that's warming up to our left-hand side. As Rangers a little bit loose in the pass. Tillman tries to get there. Breaks for Cameron. Centre circle. Cameron, beautiful little spin. Now tries to pass for the outside of the boot. If that had come off, it would be one of the best pieces of play you've seen in a long time. Robinson, though, saw the ball intercepted before it came to him. Davis now plays it on to Wright. Wright gathers on this right-hand side. Pushed away by Marshall, but he cuts back inside. Beats another player. Trying to beat a third. Trying to get past Sweeney. He lays the ball off in the end. Lundstrom thought about a little dig, thought better of it, plays out wide onto Sakala. Sakala back onto Lundstrom. There's a couple of goals this season, John Lundstrom. Scored at the weekend against Motherwell. Ball comes out wide. Right hand side, Tavernier back into Tillman. Zach Rudden is getting ready to come on. It'll be a double change as well. Max Anderson also appearing. Rangers have it. Here's Morelos. Morelos plays the ball through to Tavernier. Tavernier outside the box, now inside, low on the angle. Tries to get the ball across. Good block. Came in by French. Now it's gathered again by Davis. Davis plays the ball back on inside Tillman. Tillman's away from his man inside the area, outside the 6-yard box. Tries to get it low and it's deflected. It goes behind. It's a corner kick. It's Rangers 10th. And it's one of these things when you're trying to make changes, you think, please don't score again. I need to make these changes. Almost always happens, mind you. Corner taken quickly. Back inside onto Tillman, outside the box, left-hand side. Drives it across. Chance for Scott Wright. Oh, straight at the keeper. Oh, he was all on his own, edge of the area. Could have gone left or right, hit it centre. The goalkeeper made the stop.
Yeah, had time there, Scott Wright, to pick his wherever he wanted to put that ball, and instead he's straight down the goalkeeper's throat. But some good work on this right-hand side again from Rangers, just needing an early runner across that near post that was lacking.
Yeah, good play, and again another variation on the short corner. Great, wonderful pass from Tillman. I mean, he looks so elegant in the ball when he goes driving at people. Scott Wright, I've enjoyed both their performances tonight because they've been trying really positive. And again, Scott's picked it up. Keeper's made a decent save. On another day, you'll be finding the top corner with that.
When Tillman has the ball, when he's carrying the ball, he's inviting people to come and tackle him all the time. He just keeps showing the ball a little bit, takes the ball away from him, moves the ball on again.
But the great thing I like about that, Mark, is when he is inviting people, he's bringing 2 or 3 to him, and then that's the time to release the pass when you have players in that space. So, but yeah, he's a young player. I think he's going to get better, but he's certainly exciting when he goes running with the ball.
Congratulations to the person operating the substitutes board. He managed to say number 25 was coming on for number 25. It takes some doing. Quick change down to number 24. Lyle Cameron's withdrawn. Max Anderson is on. And Derek Osei, Frenchman, coming on to make his debut. And some good work being done there by Dundee. The congratulations being given by the management team. So Zach Rudden will be the furthest player forward. Started his career as a youth player at Rangers, so a chance to show what he can do here. He's going to lose out to Leon King. King strides away. Now on that far side. Short, Max Anderson picks up, now it's through, Rudden with a chance, Rudden's going to be against McLaughlin, McLaughlin sliding from his goal, he's had nothing to do for so long, so alert. John McLaughlin slides in, sends the ball into the crowd.
Fantastic goalkeeping, you know, as you said, the levels of concentration that goalkeepers need, particularly when your team's in charge of the ball, but McLaughlin showed there his awareness, his concentration, and it's a wonderful goal-saving clearance.
Well, Zach Rudden inches away from meeting that. John McLaughlin had to be perfect, he was. And it's still Rangers 1, Dundee 0. A goal from Stephen Davis. After 9 minutes, Aberdeen have taken 4 off Partick Thistle. It's 4-1 there. Earlier on today, Motherwell 0. Celtic 4. Raith Rovers have beaten Arbroath by 1-0 as well in the Scottish Championship tonight. That's all the action here on BBC Radio Scotland. Now Rangers coming over the halfway line. Down that left-hand side. Scott Wright, a willing runner. Lays the ball back. Yilmaz had gone in advance of him that time. And it's going to be the chance to bring it down that left-hand side. Davis sends it back once more. All the way back to the halfway line. Rangers, Morelos comes really short. Centre circle, turns, spins. Husik takes it down on his chest. Lays the ball back onto his goalkeeper. And the opportunity now to play it long down that far side. Brent McCowan tried to get there. Ball just runs out of play. And it's going to be Rangers. Well, Mark Haley beside me is just having a little look to see if Rangers are going to make a change or two themselves.
No, everybody just sat down again there. Everybody keeping their tracksuits on. Quite surprised.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a little bit of movement there, but not to be so far. So the opportunity may come yet. So Derek was with Wimbledon, full-time at Pittodrie. And it's finished Aberdeen 4, Partick Thistle 1. We'll go to Willie Miller in just a moment. Here's Tillman up at the edge of the area. Tillman round the corner looking for Sakala. Sakala didn't quite run out of room, but just had to stretch to play the ball across. Let's go to Pittodrie, full-time report, Willie Miller.
Yeah, it's full-time here at Pittodrie, and it's a convincing victory for Aberdeen. Total domination in the first half. They go 3 goals up through Duke, an OG and Coulson. Dundee get one back to give them hope early in the second half through Dan Brownlee from a corner kick. But young Ryan Duncan coming on as a substitute. Magnificent strike from the youngster onto his right foot, driving it way beyond the keeper's net. And a convincing victory for Jim Goodwin here. Ian McCall will be disappointed, but his team put a lot into this game. They come away on the end of a 4-1 defeat, and Aberdeen go into the semi-finals.
Thanks, Willie. Kilmarnock, Aberdeen, Celtic, and as it stands here at Ibrox, Rangers. 20 minutes to go. Rangers leading by 1-0. Tillman has it, plays it out wide onto Sakala. Sakala tries to get past Marshall. OC goes in, they both tumble to the ground. OC fights it again, he goes to ground, falls on the ball. Third time Sakala tried to knock him, couldn't do so, and the referee just allowing play to continue. And it's picked up by Rudden. Rudden against King. King holding him back. Rudden then doing well to hold off, play the ball on the inside. Little header short. McCowan tried to find Max Anderson. And Davis, furthest Rangers player back, has to play the ball back onto McLaughlin. Willie Collum will make a little bit of history on Friday night when he is VAR for the first game in Scottish football. He's the VAR match official. Rangers changes are about to come. As Rangers have the ball inside their own half. Tavernier plays it back on to John McLaughlin. Not too many saves, but coming out of his area, timing the run to block Zach Rudden and to send the ball away. So Rangers are going to make a trio of changes as well. Kamar Roof, who we've not seen this season, is getting ready to come on. So too is Scott Arfield. Arfield with a couple of goals in the last round against Queen of the South. Readies himself as well. Rangers leading by 1-0. Morelos inside his opponent's half, gets the ball back onto Sakala. Sakala off to Lundstrom. Lundstrom to Tavernier. Tavernier lays the ball back. Third change, I suspect, will be Charlie McCann. King lays the ball back all the way. You mentioned this earlier, Mark, that the Rangers fans just getting that sort of restless way at the second.
Yeah, they're needing something to inspire them. I think the change has been long coming, to tell you the truth. A couple of fresh legs on there, a couple of ideas.
Anderson went past 2, draws the free kick, wins that well, I would say.
Yeah, and Dundee will feel well in it. I mean, Gary's made his changes early. Just what we said at half-time, if they could remain in the game, you know, at 1-0 and then be more adventurous late on, that's what I've done. They found themselves now 73 minutes in, right in the game, and you know, Dundee have taken confidence from that, you can see. But again, you know, Rangers making changes, I think they need a bit of freshness, and obviously look to get a second goal and kill the game.
Dundee have made a change as well. Lee Ashcroft has come on, and off has gone Jordan Marshall. So Kemar Roof is coming on for Alfredo Morelos, and that's the change being made. 71, Alec Tillman is coming off, and the goal scorer Stephen Davis as well. So there's the trio of changes. Stephen Davis can be more than pleased with his night's work. It's been imperious throughout. It's 17 minutes to play, and this is still very much a live cup tie.
Yeah, and Morelos a bit upset actually coming off. Obviously, I was curious to have a look. I think he just kicked the chair on the way in, maybe frustrated at not scoring.
That's just his normal look.
Ball played on the angle, bounced into the area. I didn't think the chair had put a leg wrong all evening, and that's what he gets. That's unfair.
Well, that's what's right. Listen, we've all been there. You get a chance to make an impression. You want to score goals, particularly when you're known for that. So he's had one or two chances tonight. So I think it's an element of frustration more than anything else.
Yeah, I think he would have been more frustrated if the chances hadn't come his way, but he was in the right place at the right time on a couple of occasions. Now here's Lundstrom. Rangers looking for what surely would be a killer second goal. Dundee, though, trying to be adventurous now and see if they can force it into extra time. Rangers gather, centre circle. Forward by Sands. Sands gets the ball back. King is furthest back. Sands will come forward, played out wide. On to Sakala. Sakala inside from Osi. Tavernier gets the cross in. French gets the header away out to the edge of the area. Lundstrom tried to take it in, but Jordan McGee was there. McGee sends it out wide. Now it's launched long by Tyler French, former Wrexham player. It's dropped down, and here's the opportunity for Luke McCowan. Out wide, Eric Osi. A man from Toulouse looking to bring some French flair to Dundee. Steps inside. He's going for the shot, and what the hell? Stepped inside, really fancied it, and hammered it over the top.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes, he looked very confident. I've got to say, Kamikera made an unbelievable run outside him. That allowed him the space to come inside on the right foot. And, you know, very positive. But I think when you get there, you've got to look to hit the target. John McLaughlin saves it, all good and well. But they've worked so hard to get 100 yards up the pitch, and then the shot is for nothing in the end up.
Rangers have the ball moving forward. 27 times they've won this tournament. Looks like they're going to be in the last 4 again. But Dundee will have to find a way past John McLaughlin. Ball gets pulled back over the halfway line. Rangers inside their own half. Sands on to Leon King. King head down goes. Accelerates past Zach Rudden. Still going. Midway inside his opponent's half. Turns, lays the ball off to Tavernier. It's good tracking back by Zach Rudden. Now the ball on the inside. Lundstrom. Lundstrom under pressure from Armstrong. Anderson, I beg your pardon, plays it out wide beautifully onto Sakala. Sakala trying to go on the outside of Kerr. Kerr gets in, makes the tackle. Ball's gone out of play. It's another corner to Rangers. They continue to rack up the corner count. They found the back of the net only once so far. They were perfect against Dundee last season in the league and in the Scottish Cup. They lead here by 1-0. Tavernier gets ready to take the corner. Tavernier in, good solid header away. Lee Ashcroft now breaks back. Yilmaz has it, lays it back onto Sands on his own centre circle, down onto Charlie McCann. McCann on the angle out wide. McCann, opportunity for Arfield. Arfield looks to step inside. Good sliding challenge by Ashcroft, going to be picked up by McGee. Ashcroft tries to bring the ball away, sends it down the line, but Rangers will pick up through Lundstrom. Lundstrom will gather on that left-hand side. Rudden comes back to help out his defence. Rangers again have to go back to come forward. Here's McCann. McCann tries to drag it out wide, but that's going to be intercepted by Jordan McGee. McGee trying now to take on Charlie McCann. McCann steps in front of him, wins it, loses out to Max Anderson. Anderson, the whole ball needs to be out of play. Gary Boyer doesn't think the whole ball was out of play. Neither does Max Anderson. The only man it mattered that it did was Ross McLeod on this near side, throw into Rangers.
Yeah, but Dundee certainly coming more into the game. They're believing now, you know, they're approaching the final 10 minutes. They'll feel, you know, they can really attempt to go for it. And Rangers obviously need that second goal just to put the game to bed. But while it remains 1-0, then anything can happen, as we know.
You've got an anxious Ibrox crowd here.
I do realise, producer must have told you two guys that if I can go to extra time in a game, it usually does. He did warn you, I presume.
No, well, he hadn't, but you know, it could happen. That being said, with the freshness now, Rangers and Dundee are obviously going to tire. Rangers could easily get their second goal.
Scott Wright going on the outside, down the left-hand side, just overruns the ball. And out of play it goes. And it is going to be a goal kick. I once did a Scottish Cup tie. Hamilton, Queen of the South, the most turgid 90 minutes you've ever seen on a horrible night in Hamilton. Went to extra time, scored in the first minute of extra time, and there was barely a chance to the remaining 29 minutes. Tonight, though, it's been different. It's been a good game. Rangers spraying the ball about. Dundee giving the wee chances. John McLaughlin not overly tested. The Rangers will be aware. And the managers made those changes to try and enforce a second goal. Dundee have made the three of changes, trying to find the equaliser. Played wide by McCann. Tavernier outside their own area. Rangers back inside it comes. There's the opportunity now for Sands. Sands plays it forward. Yilmaz tries to send it through, but Arfield can't get the intercept and come in from the Ashcroft. Just sends the ball long, but Rangers will gather again. Got to find a way, Mark Haitley, to get Zach Rudden the ball, not just thump it down the side. Yeah,
I remember Zach as a young lad here at Rangers, scored lots of goals for, you get the ball into the box for him, and he's got a great eye for the back of the net. It's just getting the ball and the service to him.
So Zach Rudden, so far 5 goals in his Dundee career. Well, didn't really have a great time last season, but has scored 4 times in 14 this season. 11 minutes to play. Rangers lead by 1-0. Sands inside onto Lundstrom. Lundstrom out wide it comes. Nobody near. Sakala into the area. It was laid back. Well, it's trying to be laid back. McCann tried to find Tavernier. Lost out to Ossie. And Ossie now comes over the halfway line. Little shimmy, then takes it past Tavernier and draws the free kick from a French under-20 international player. Draws the challenge from Tavernier. It's a free kick. It's no more than that, although Ian Anderson, the fourth official, is being complained at bitterly. Yeah, it's a free kick. It's actually a wonderful wing play. They're on Tavernier and then skipping by him again. And what it does now, it allows Dundee to load the box with they've got 3 or 4 big bits of height. Needs a good delivery. Sweeney over the target, 6'5", the centre back, the captain. And that's what fouls like this. I've got to say, they've taken about 15 yards further on than where the free kick took place, but it allows them to put that quality ball. Grayson's got a wonderful left foot, but there's a lot, obviously, onus on him to get a good ball in and let the big lads attack it. Rudden's a threat if anything's knocked down. Grayson up to the edge of the area it goes. Ashcroft tries to get there. There's a header one, and it's dropped down. French was it there in the end alongside Ashcroft, but it was Ashcroft who got the header. But it was easily down into the arms of John McLaughlin. No danger there. Under 10 minutes to play. And Tavernier now plays the ball down the side and sends it out of play. Kerr gets a ball back from the ball boy, throws it in into Ossie. Tavernier tackles him well, though. Lundstrom almost gives the ball away. Has done. Rudden's picked up. Dundee have a man down. Rudden, 25 yards from goal, twisted one way, then the other. McCown, who's the player who was taken out, is back on his feet. He sends it out wide onto Ossie. Ossie lays the ball back onto Kerr. Dundee sensing a little something here. Lovely little pass through. Grayson gets it back. McCown into the area. Max Anderson with a chance. It was blocked brilliantly by King. There was the chance that they'd been looking for and working for, and Leon King got right in front of Max Anderson. It's not away yet. It's out wide to the left-hand side. Step over by Ossie. Will he drive to the byline? Left foot gets the curling shot in. It was a shot come cross. McLaughlin ends up in the back of the net. The ball doesn't. It goes over the top. Rangers being pulled about here in the last 5 minutes. John McLaughlin went absolutely crazy at his defenders there. Very, very slack play. And a real opportunity there for Dundee to get that goal.
Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. They actually, since the changes, Dundee have actually looked better than Rangers since the substitutions have been made. And now, to be fair, as I said, 10 minutes to go. Gary Boyer, in fairness to him, he's going for it, putting another striker on in Kubiak. So Dundee certainly feel they can get this equalising goal and take the game to extra time.
I'm going to say the last 15-20 minutes, Dundee have looked the more confident of sides, it must be said. I think Rangers have looked a little bit lethargic in the second half.
Yeah, I think that's what I felt when the changes came in. That would have given a lot of impetus to get going again, get the second goal. But it's not really panned out that way. And in fairness to Dundee, John McLaughlin's not had a lot to do, but Dundee have done better in terms of looking like more of a potent attacking threat.
7.5 minutes to play. Luke McCarron withdrawn. And Alex Kubiak coming into tonight. 4 goals, top goal scorer in the competition this season. And here's an opportunity for Rangers through Sands to bring the ball out inside onto Leon King. You can sense the nervousness amongst the Rangers fans as King sends it long on the angle. French heads it away, breaks down to Kubiak. Kubiak tries to get past Yilmaz. Yilmaz knocks it out of play. It's a throw in to Dundee. We're just enjoying a good little spell. Well, again, they try and steal a number of yards, being waved back by referee Willie Collum. Dundee, plenty of goal scorers this season, 15 different scorers amongst them. And as the long ball gets thrown in towards Rudden, he couldn't win the header, breaks down onto Anderson. Anderson tries to play the ball forward. King had that great block on Anderson a few minutes ago. Dundee repelled, but they'll pick up again, getting more of the second balls here. Here's Grayson by the centre circle, plays it back onto Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney into Osei. Osei tries to get away from Tavernier. The two tussle. He's got the better of James Tavernier. He's coming out wide on the left-hand side. Lays the ball short. Anderson flicks it back onto Kerr. Kerr tries to take it against Sakala. Sakala wins it. Anderson then steps in and knocks the ball out of play. It's a really even contest.
Yeah, and Ossie's showing great physical strength there. I mean, that was a good tussle with Tavernier. He just used his body strength to get on goal side of him. And again, Dundee is making a real spirited effort now late on in the game.
So Dundee out quarter-final stage last season at home to St Johnstone. Lost the previous season 1-0 against Hibs. Lost by a single goal in season 19-20 against Aberdeen. They have been hard to put out of this competition. And tonight Rangers are finding that. 84 minutes have gone. And Rangers, who scored after 9 through Stephen Davis. That's the goal that separates the sides as King, first loose pass, gives away onto Ashcroft. Ashcroft out wide to Osei, the Frenchman. Just inside his opponent's half, turns and gives the ball back onto Joe Grayson. Grayson on loan from Barrow. Now stepping forward, Ashcroft back onto Grayson. 3 Rangers players close him down, so he passes the ball to Osei. He's got Kerr on the outside of him. Kerr being tracked back by Tavernier. Kerr, angled ball into the middle. The header is up and it's over. And it was Jordan McGee stealing in 10 yards on the angle.
That was too easy, that.
Yeah, and he should have done better. Jordan McGee should have done better. Yeah. Wonderful play by Osei. I've got to say, Cammy Kerr, I mean, he's had an outstanding career at Dundee, a wonderful defender, but he's so fit, the lad. He's still going here late in the game, getting forward. Great cross to the back post. And Jordan McGee will feel he's done them better. It's a free header.
What's surprising me, there was no real effort there from Tavernier to stop.
Yeah, to go and stop the cross. Well, I mean, that's the thing we have with fullbacks these days, that they allow crosses in instead of getting out to stop them. Rangers on the attack though.
Long ball up to the edge of the area. Sakala got the flick. It hit the goalkeeper inside the area. He'd come right on the angle. The goalkeeper then has taken out his own defender. He's run into him and hit him in the head. The Rangers players have conceded a free kick. The referee's not seen the head knock, and that is going to cause a stoppage. Well, the goalkeeper raced from his goal, Adam Lightons, and then turned and went back, and he felled Ryan Sweeney, who at 6'5". That's not easy to do, but sometimes you're not looking for your goalkeeper to actually be in your own area, to be fair to Ryan Sweeney. He's okay.
It's a little, I would say, nervous atmosphere just now, Mark, because obviously the game's going late on.
For about 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, there's only the one goal in it.
Beg your pardon, it was Cammy Kerr who'd gone through. Ryan Sweeney had moved upfield. So the opportunity now from the free kick onto Grayson. Grayson launches it long. 3.5 minutes to play. Drops down to McGee. McGee gets the header. Kubiak and Rudden both went after it. Scott Arfield, who turns and defends and thumps it away. And this time it's Rangers who've got nobody forward. And Tyler French slips, gets back up, before Roof could get after him. He had that much time. Down the side it comes. Jakubiak, former Watford man. Inside it comes. Rangers were not expecting this game. Dundee, I've got a little chance here. Side fourth in the championship. Play the ball forward. Too far for Cammy Kerr now in at left back and through onto John McLaughlin.
Yes. As Owen said before, you know, Dundee have got nothing to lose right now. Keep yourself in it for the last 15 minutes and have a right good go, and that's what they've done. And you can hear in the background the Ibrox faithful that are still here, it should be said.
Yep. Very, very few have left. One or two have headed for the exits, but I'll tell you what, 99% have stayed to watch this one go down to the wire. Davis's goal, the difference. 1-0 Rangers, long, fine legs. Let's see, can't keep it in, just heads the ball out of play. James Tavernier saying to the ball boy, don't need it back in such a hurry. 2.5 minutes to play. And Rangers, well, they'd hope to be firing their way into the semi-final in style. Not as long as Giovanni Brockhorst's side, he will feel, gets in that position. He may forgive them some of this. Here's now a chance for Kmart Roof. Roof into the middle to McCann. Scoops the ball high and over the top. 13 yards, right in the middle of the goal, slightly to the right, if anything. He did have company there, but he went a little early, couldn't put it on target.
Yeah, good work. That's the first time we've seen Roof have a bit of an influence on the game there, using his body as is customed. But a smart turn, smart pullback. McCann should have probably done a little bit better there.
Kmart Roof in his third year at Rangers, first appearance of the season. We were delighted to get him back playing again. Sands plays it long over the halfway line. Roof beaten by Ashcroft. Down the side it goes. 90 seconds of normal time. We'll check Ewan Anderson, the fourth official. He'll get the signal from referee Willie Collum for the added time. And Rangers build again through Tavernier. And they have never won in this competition on this ground. In fact, they've never won on their own ground either. The only time they beat Rangers in this competition was in the League Cup final back in 1951, 27th of October. Here, we're trying to find a way to draw with Rangers, certainly in 90 minutes. A couple of these matches have been drawn, both 1-1, and Rudden tries to go after the ball. Tavernier on the head, and McCann flicks it onto the halfway line. Kmart Roof, centre circle. Right hand side, plays it through to Arfield. Arfield gets it out wide onto Scott Wright. Scott Wright steps inside Jakubiak, still 30 yards from goal, slides it into the area. Kmart Roof, little touch and turn, the drag back. McCann is with him, but he's going to try and send it out wide onto Fashion Sakala. Low ball across, sliding in there was Kmart Roof. Could not get on the end of it. That would have been game, set, and match, but it's still alive. 3 additional minutes to play.
Yeah, better play though, good passing. Right recognised, and Roof did. It was tight, came out to Sakala. Wonderful first time ball, across the face of the goal. I know another day somebody's tapped that in, but better play.
Dundee looking for that one chance. Rangers looking to repel. Rangers, well, they've won so easily in domestic football at home this season. In the league, 5 out of 5, outscoring opponents 16-1. Beat Queen of the South here by 3 goals to 1. But in this quarter-final tie, they have the lead. They have the ball, but they've launched it long. Yilmaz over the halfway line, taken down well by Roof. Roof onto Arfield, lays the ball back onto Charlie McCann. Northern Ireland, the 21 international player. Lays it on to Scott Wright. Scott Wright, 35 yards to goal, inside to Roof. Roof turns his man, thinks about the shot, drags it back, gets it on the left foot, deflected, and the ball bounces away. Stuck to him so well on that occasion, Ryan Sweeney. Now the long ball thrown out onto Max Anderson. Anderson plays it centre circle to Zach Rudden over the halfway line. Right hand side, Jakubiak on the outside of him. Cammy Kerr bursting a gut to get into the area. Jakubiak tries to get round Yilmaz. He pulls him down. That's going to be a free kick. That takes us to the 90 minutes, 3 minutes of additional time to be played. And Mark Haitley, we didn't envisage this after 9 minutes.
No, absolutely not. I think all credit to Dundee for making a game of it in the second half. After the first half performance, all they did is chase the ball. Couldn't retain the ball for long periods. But this second half, as Owen said, they've dug in and they've given themselves a chance right now to get to the last 15-20 minutes, still in the game, and now they're risking, and this is the reward.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, since that last 20 minutes, they've played 30 yards higher up the park. Obviously leaving themselves open to Rangers cutting them open, but they've not done that. And Dundee will feel that, certainly running out of time now, but they've certainly had opportunities with a better quality final pass to cause Rangers more problems than they actually have.
Long from McLaughlin all the way through to Legstons. Legstons has it inside his area, drops the ball down inside the D and launches it long. The header off the side of the head of Leon King's precisely what Dundee wanted, a chance to launch an attack midway inside their opponent's half. Cammy Kerr, speaking to the ball boy, gets the ball and he's taken. Nice try again, trying to steal this extra 10 yards.
He's got a longish throw, so that was the reason for the ball trying to get closer to the box.
Yeah, he's about 10 yards out. Good try, referee's having none of it. It's going to take an almighty throw to get it there, so he has to play it short onto Osei. Osei thought about playing it back round the corner. It's going to be closed down by Sakala. Has to go back to the halfway line. Gary Boyer, the Dundee boss, yelling at his team to get the ball forward. Time is running out. 30 seconds of the recommended 3 added on still to be played. Max Anderson desperately trying to find a way to get the ball forward, does so. Into Zach Rudden it comes. Rudden, 2 Rangers players right there. The chance is ended, and now here comes Scott Wright. Zach Rudden bumps into him, and Scott Wright put the brakes on, drew the foul, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that should be enough for Rangers to see this one out.
Yeah, Gary's so frustrated. Dundee put all the big lads into the box. They end up 4 or 5 short passes and it never comes in the box, so an element of frustration for Gary there.
Good play by Rangers to try and repel them, but you just needed that. Just a hit and hope into the box is better than being dispossessed as they were. As the full-time whistle goes at Ibrox, the Premier Sports Cup, Rangers make their way into the last 4. The goal came from Stephen Davis after 9 minutes. Dundee gave it their all, especially in the second half. Made it very uncomfortable for the Ibrox side, but it's Rangers who progress. Rangers 1, Dundee 0.
The Scottish League Cup.
This is